Joining us now is Louise Roberts, skynews.com.au columnist. Louise, thank you so much for your time.
Great to be here, Gabriella.
Can I get your reaction to some of the things that we've heard coming from the media, coming from so-called journalists, and the lies that have been told about Charlie Kirk just hours and days after he was murdered so brutally?
Brutally. I mean, what a week we've seen. What a narrative that's been played out by the leftist media and those who are indoctrinated by this ideology that Charlie was an evil person and he preached an evil message, when what he spoke about was patriotism, love for your family, love per se, and his faith. Yeah. And he said to people, debate me, challenge me, help me understand your point of view. That's not a toxic message. But it's very easy for the left side to say he was toxic because they didn't agree with what he said. They didn't agree with what he stood for. And also, I think they didn't like his influence and the way he permeated the minds of young people who thought, hey, it's a good thing to support your country. It's a good thing to love your parents. And it's a good thing. Love your family and be a decent, active member of society. Try and do good, try and change. Which, of course, now Charlie's widow, Erika, is sort of really wanting to push that message and say, we will continue his terrific work in this space. So, look, the moment you question left ideology, you're the enemy.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, there are so many things that were completely amazing about Charlie, but he encouraged so many people to stand up for what you believe in and to fight with words, not violence. And, you know, what happened is just absolutely horrific. And then watching some of the comments being made about Charlie, I'm lost for words.
That's right.
It's
and also
disgusting.
The journalists, the media, who has a responsibility to be impartial and actually report the truth, the way some of those narratives, as you illustrated there, has just skewed the story even further. We've got young people thinking, oh, is that actually what happened? So he was killed for being violent. He was killed for advocating toxicity in society. No, he was murdered for being a decent person.
It's so frustrating, and we could have kept going. I mean, there are so many examples. You pick up so many left-wing media newspapers, you turn on the TV, and he's just labelled divisive, full of hate. There's so much commentary around it, and it couldn't be further from the truth. And I thought this was interesting. Psychologist Claire Rowe wrote in the AFR that influencers who celebrate Kirk's death show their true colours. And she wrote, in the days following the shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk, the internet has split not just along predictable political lines, but moral ones. There has been grief and outrage, yes, but also celebration from those who style themselves as champions of empathy, kindness, and anti-violence. And we have seen loud celebrations from left-wing liberal women who are the same group of people who dominate the Be Kind campaigns, and it's just BS.
Yeah, she's absolutely, I think Claire's brilliant. She's absolutely skewered the narrative and the hypocrisy there that we're preaching empathy, you know, be kind, we're representing the underdog, the people in society that don't have a voice. Well, no, they're not. If they really genuinely wanted to have that platform, they would say, we don't condone violence. We have to find a way for respectful discussion in society. Internationally, clearly this is a major breakdown on a global level, the fact that people can't talk and share ideas without risk of being killed, which is what happened to poor Charlie, of course.
No. Look, left-wing influencers that we mentioned, Abby Chatfield, Hannah Ferguson, they publicly criticised Charlie Kirk just hours after he was murdered in front of his family. And Teal MP Zali Steggall liked Hannah Ferguson's post, and then she unliked it when she was called out for it. And then she claims, oh, liking the post doesn't mean I actually like it. But I mean, it really worries me when you've got politicians kind of supporting messages that left-wing influencers are putting out there, such as the one that the message that Hannah Ferguson put out when she said, is violence sometimes necessary? Yes.
No, it's not necessary. We know that. And for a federal MP to like that post and then try and walk back the like by saying, well, actually, I don't really condone his death. I'm sort of, you know, more interested in the debate about this issue. It's absolute rubbish. This is a person who built her whole election platform on integrity and honesty and empathy and decency, all the things that Charlie stood for, I might add. And yet she likes a post, you know, celebrating his death. It's just, I mean, for a federal politician to do that, I think is absolutely disgraceful.
I completely agree. Now, we mentioned Erika Kirk. I am in awe of her strength, her grace. I don't know how she found the strength to front up to the cameras and deliver the message to the world. Just so close shortly after Charlie Kirk was murdered. This is what she revealed about the conversation she's already had to have with their young children.
When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I missed you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby.
I think all of our hearts just break for Erika,
Absolutely.
but she's incredible. I love what she told her daughter, though, on a work trip with Jesus.
That's right, and that's, you know, these are the words that no mother ever wants to say to their child, but the way she framed it, there was no hysteria or anger. Even when she tells that story, which is utterly heartbreaking, as you say, it shows her grace and dignity, which none of his opponents, or now her opponents, would ever show ever in their entire lives.
Exactly
and I think that, you know, that private pain but that public dignity, she's almost like she's sparing us the agony of, you know, what she's really going through in a way, and obviously sparing her children, and that's Charlie's legacy.
Yeah.
Fantastic family and a very strong faith.